Krabby. Krabby. Krabby Patty. VMHHFU. Krabby, if you can hear me, go to social, play social, and then there you go. Good job, Krabby. Hi, Krabby. Smart man.
Let's make some ribbons.
Can you hear me in the stream? Say hi if you can hear me in the stream. Say hi one more time. Oh. You should not upgrade your bottom path on your tax shooter. Upgrade top path. Top path is more valuable. Whenever you play chimps, you want to only upgrade your top path. You're fighting for every dollar.
Even better.
I'm just gonna give you the money. I'm gonna watch you and see what you do. What's up, buddy? What's up, Imadawadi? Imadawadi, tell me your name one more time. You told me before, and I can't remember what it was. You said Imadawadi was your dad. You are bad, Krabby. You need to get Inferno Ring first. Sorry, I missed one of your life. I was asleep. Huh? It's okay, Krabby. It's just you want to get your fire ring first on almost on any map, and because that covers lead, and then if you can get and then the fire ring covers. What are you giving? No, you. No, goes to you. No, Krabby. Upgrade your fire ring. There you go. Now you want to put a village beside that. Put a village right beside it. The 1,000 thing at the bottom. It looks like a building with grass on top of it. It's $1,000. This one. There you go. Now you want to upgrade the middle path. It's called a 0-2-0. 0 top path, 2 middle path, 0 bottom path. Just cost you $2,200. And you want to try to put your village over here. Somewhere here, because we want to put some other things right here. Right here. Now we can only put things around your village over here. Your village was right here, then when we put a... It didn't really matter because it's easy, but when you put your village down next time, you want to put it right here because we want to put a super monkey down, we want to put a sniper down right next to this, and it'll cover camo on all 3 of them. So now your village, put middle path on your village. Camo. No, not top path, just middle. $1,700. You want to get your middle path on your village. Not top path, middle path. Why are you giving me money? No. Middle path on your village. Krabby, click your village. Click this middle path. Radar scanner. Krabby. What? Don't do your lives at 4 a.m. please. Don't you want to use all bounting all what? Boomting money paths? What? There you go, Krabby. Okay, now what do you want to upgrade next?
Get ready. Moab.
Well, that was easy. You want me to play Roblox? What do you want me to play Roblox? I suck at Roblox. I just left Rocket League to come play Bloons TD6. Boss battle? Are you gonna play? VMH XLG. Boss challenge. Or a good mobile. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Back out. Krabby, I didn't mean to split it like that. Go back home, Krabby. Oh, it won't let us. Oh, I can't. Oh, that's why. It's making us split it. That's stupid. I really don't want to do boss challenge, but we'll do it. You don't have a PC? A laptop? An iPad? How are you watching this? What are you watching this on? You can't play it on what you're watching? Krabby, you're covering defense. There you go. Good, you didn't do bottom pass. Smart. You need camo balloons. You have BTD battles. My PC, I guess, I don't know, because I constantly just upgrade like one or two things at a time, or one thing at a time. I think I have like maybe like $1,000 into it. But like you could probably build my PC now, probably for like $300 or $400. It's old now. We could probably do. I have the Bloons Battle 2 or BTD Battles 2 or whatever, the free game. What do you play it on? I spent about $1,000 on it over the years. You could probably build it now and copy it for a couple $100. A lot of times if you're, you can go knocking on people's doors and ask if you have any old computer parts. Ask other people, go knock on doors, do you have any old computer parts or computers that don't work? Any free computers that you don't want anymore? Especially if you live in a place where there's a bunch of people. You don't live around a bunch of other people? I'm on a tower? What? You're on a tower. What does that mean? Like a big building? Oh, you're fancy. You're rich. Live in a big rich. 2,000 a month? That's expensive. That's rich. What's MBIN 80? Is that your currency? How much is 2,000 a month in US? What's the conversion rate? Hey, Krabby, can you see my screen? Can you put a boomerang monkey right here? Krabby, can you put a boomerang monkey right here? You see right here? Krabby. Krabby, can you put a boomerang monkey right here? Krabby, can you put a boomerang monkey right here? Krabby! Krabby, can you put a boomerang monkey right here? Why can't I buy that? Krabby. Krabby, can you hear me? What's up, Kilowatt? Yo, Kilowatt 42. Krabby, upgrade your Inferno ring. Top path. Need $43,000. Upgrade your Inferno ring. There we go. Put a boomerang right beside the Inferno ring. Okay, now upgrade the top path on your boomerang. Upgrade the top path on your boomerang. All the way. Upgrade the top path on the boomerang all the way. Stop giving me money back. No, you need to upgrade the top path. Oh, you don't have enough. You don't have enough XP on it. Here, buy some more stuff, Krabby. What are you giving me money for? I have plenty of money. Buy some stuff at the bottom, Krabby. Buy a spike factory. Buy everything you can buy. Just start buying stuff and putting it places. Oh, now we're kicking butt, Krabby. Yeah, that was too easy. Later, Kilobot 42. What's up, Ava James? Hey yo, Ava James. Buy some more stuff, Krabby. What are you putting banks down for? I just gave you $200,000. Buy some more stuff, Krabby. Krabby, you have all this room down here to be buying stuff, and I've given you plenty of money. Buy stuff and put down here at the bottom. You have all this open land. I have nowhere else to put stuff. Buy more, buy more. Buy more stuff, Krabby. I don't have anywhere to put anything. Why are you giving me the money back? Krabby, spend money! Spend money at the bottom! Buy stuff! Krabby, buy it! There you go. Buy something more expensive. Oh, look, it made it halfway. Look, here comes the DDTs. Can you upgrade this one right here? The Sun Avatar, Krabby? You need XP, don't you? You can't upgrade the top path, $100,000 on the temple. You probably need XP on it, don't you? Give me all your money back, Krabby. Krabby, give me all that money back. No! No! Stupid Bloonarians. Shoot. Oh well. VMURUX. VMURUX.
This is me, pop star.
Put your Inferno ring right here. What'd you sell it for? What did you do that for?
Looking
Looking sharp. We're on easy, Krabby. You don't have to waste your money on drops. Unless you just want to buy some stuff. No, you don't have to say sorry. I was just saying you don't have to waste your money. I was just saying save your money. But we're just trying to black border this, so we only need a few easy rounds. We need this one. We need I can't remember. It's cold. If I get 2 more, we should be able to just put it in high speed mode and let it go. These 3 will cover these 3 will cover the whole. It'll go all the way to around 40.
I'm sharp as it gets.
$23,000.
Hey.
What? What are you crying for? What do you do that for? What's wrong? What are you giving me money for?
Now we're talking.
Look, I'm gonna make the penguins go for a swim. Phew. You see, I made them go for a swim. I still come back up here. Make them go for a swim again. You know, you can do this. You can click this, and you can remove this for $500. Yep. Now click one of the little penguins. Click another one.
Extra sharp.
Extra sharp. What are you doing? I don't need any money. Boom. Jump in, little penguin. Little fella. Little fella. Three more rounds. Three more rounds. Three more rounds. One more round, and then we can do it on Impoppable, or I can't remember what the other one.
Get ready. Moab. 아싸, 지렸다리.
Done. To the next one. Go to. Oops, not that one. Play social. Great match. Big skates. Letter A. We're gonna go on deflation. It's VMV FKW. VMV FKW. You know, you can type in the chat, in the YouTube chat, Krabby. Krabby. Oh. Okay, later, Krabby. too easy, you guys. Good chance. Say hi. Good chance.
Even better.
Would you stop it with that bell? What? 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 What?
I'm sharp as
What? What? You almost fell off. What? What? You want some pets and you want some lovin's, huh? You want some lovin's?
even better.
What?
Even better. Now we're talking. Leaping sword.
What are you paying for? What do you want, honey? What do you want? What? 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 Give me a tail. Give me a tail.
Extra sharp.
I got your head. What, honey? What? What do you want?
Hello.
Hey, Lucas.
Just playing some Astro Colony.
From what?
I'm playing some Astro Colony now.
What's that? Astral
It's
Colony?
a game. Yeah, it's a game where you have to work for this company to create products and destroy wildlife.
Oh, that sounds kind of AI-ish.
It is. But I get to launch things into space.
Oh, that's not cool.
Get ready. Mow it.
It's not really.
You know, it's like blowing stuff up and taking people from their homes.
Well, you don't blow anything up. To be fair, you do destroy wildlife with the whale skin in BTD6.
With the what?
There's a skin that makes the BAD a whale.
Oh, that's so tree huggerish. I'm on round 58. I got 5 banks. $30,000. This is. I can't wait till I finish all these easy maps. The easy maps get boring. Like it's literally like I can go from easy all the way to hard champs and beat it without even trying. Like I might have to do one of the hard ones twice. But I don't want to go through and do all the. I don't want to go through and. I mean, I want to go through and beat them all before I get up to the hard maps. I still got some learning to do on the ice one. On the ice, like what it's capable of.
So do I. I never actually used the ice monkey.
I know. I'm having to force myself to do it. What's voice AI?
I honestly have no idea.
Playing voice.ai voice changer.
Yeah, an AI voice changer. It basically just changes your voice.
No, that's what it's called. Like, you know, in Discord, when you're in Discord, if somebody's playing a game, if they're playing like Bloons TD6 under their name, they'll say they're playing Bloons TD6 or they're playing Rocket League. Well, one person says they're playing voice.ai, like as if it's a game.
I have no idea what that is, honestly.
Me neither. I'm on military only.
Let's
Medium
make some
challenge.
ribbons.
Well, welcome back, Mad. I remember you from a while ago. One of the other live streams.
Who are you talking to?
Chat.
In my chat or your chat?
My chat. Your chat. I don't have any chat. I'm not live streaming it.
Oh, I don't see
Only
anybody
your chat.
said hi.
What do you mean? Look in the comments.
In YouTube?
And YouTube.
I'm the last person who commented.
Oh, you know.
Oh. Is my thing disconnected?
I have no idea.
Huh. Yeah, the last thing I see was Kill-A-Lot42 said bye. And then I told Krabby. Said Krabby, he had to get off the balloons because he just jetted and crazy.
I've been live streaming for an hour. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Sorry.
For a while.
I was on Discord ever since I got home from school. I could have checked the YouTube more often.
I didn't go into Discord. I was.
I know you didn't.
I don't know.
Anyone else can
Discord until somebody says I'm going to go to Discord. And my PC's been acting up, so every time I click on the Discord, click on the whatchamacallit, look at it, it shrinks my game.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. Kind of annoying. And I don't know why it's doing that. Damn it, why? But now you got me curious who's talking inside of the... What? Woolly mammoth cells brought back to life.
What?
You're so weak. Is this groggy again? Looks different. Yeah. So, okay. And this is the champ.
South Korea.
South Korea. It looks great. Great setup.
What's going on?
Okay. Wow. That was pretty complete. Nice turn. So Grundy's kicking ass. So this guy is very good. You know, so he was basically pretty even with Godzilla. So the level is high. Fast double pump. Yeah, really simple. He looks quite strong everywhere. Like he looks like he powerlifts a little bit. Accumulate points like a bunch of different ways. There we go. Okay. He's much stronger. Yeah.
Still there?
Alright, here we go. Here we go. Been waiting for this.
For some reason, your live stream, there was a bunch
So
of
this is the
like
guy-
random music and stuff.
It's
For some reason,
I'm watching a video.
oh, that makes sense.
I clicked on YouTube and I got distracted and instead of watching going to my video.
Okay.
I'm in my stream and I don't see anybody that said anything. I'm in my stream and I don't see anybody that said anything. I'm in my stream and I don't see anybody that said anything.
I don't know. What is... Yeah, you are the last person to comment, Cass. After you... Yeah, you are the last person. For some reason, I just wasn't looking far down enough on the comments. So I'm a goofball.
Oh.
Storm that claims to be the world's fastest firing gun. For those of you that don't know what Metal Storm is, it's a gun where they're stacking bullets in the barrel without a casing and firing them electronically. They claim to be getting about 30,000 rounds per minute out of each barrel in a 36-barrel gun, giving a total of 1 million rounds per minute. In their promo video, they make the statement that it's physically impossible for a mechanical gun to fire this fast.
Performance that's physically impossible in a conventional mechanical weapon.
Mechanical weapon system, 6,000 rounds a minute, max.
Now this statement is probably true for a firearm, but it got me to thinking, could I make an air gun that fires faster than this? In order to get a higher rate of fire, I need to get more than 30,000 rounds per minute out of a single barrel. This particular air gun was created with the aim of achieving the title of the fastest firing single-barreled gun ever made. And just to be clear, this gun is single-barreled, shooting single file, one at a time, with the ammunition being held externally and fed into the barrel. So the gun can fire as long as there is ammunition in the magazine, unlike Metal Storm technology, which is limited to 5 or 6 rounds per barrel. I don't have any access to high-speed photography, so I'm planning on using my standard cameras to measure the rate of fire on this gun. So what I'm going to do is mount the air gun by this rotating handle, so the gun can be swept sideways at a high enough speed, so that none of the shots go in the same holes as any of the other shots. Then in my editing program, I'll be able to tell how long it took to shoot all the rounds in the gun's reservoir. First, I'm going to start off with a low 120 psi gun pressure, just to see how fast I need to move the gun sideways to be able to count the shots in my editing program. This is 30 frames per second with 82 rounds in the gun. So counting the frames, it takes 12 frames to empty the 82 round reservoir, which is 205 rounds per second, which is 12,300 rounds per minute. Now that I've got the counting process figured out, it's time to go way up in gun pressure. This next shot is going to be at 3,000 psi gun pressure, 60 frames per second, with 128 rounds in the reservoir. As you can see here, the gun takes a few frames to get going. The first frame is just 2 shots, and the second frame is just 4 shots. The reason for this is because the main valve is going through this 2-foot-long hose before it gets to the gun, which causes a bit of delay. I used a remote-mounted valve because the gun is designed with a modular stacking receiver for a multi-barrel configuration, but more on that later. Because of the lag at the beginning of the shot, I'm going to just look at frames 4 to 8. Each frame is getting around 26 shots per frame.
You still there?
So 26 shots in 1/60th of a second is 1,560 shots per second. That comes out to 93,600 rounds per minute, which I believe makes this the fastest firing single barrel gun on the planet. That's 3 times faster per barrel
You
than
gonna
Metal
upgrade
Storm.
your boat to Destroyer?
If I wanted to beat Metal Storm for world's fastest firing multi-barreled gun, the receiver on this gun is modular stacking and only 7/8 of an inch wide, so it can be stacked in a 20-barreled version that would only be 9 inches wide and 6 inches tall. I have the remote-mounted valve so I could run all the barrels off of one main valve. This 20-barreled version would be capable of firing almost 2 million rounds per minute. I was curious how much energy this gun was putting out per second, so I measured the velocity at 890 feet per second with a .35 gram 177 caliber steel BB, so each individual BB carries approximately 9.5 foot-pounds of energy, which means the gun is putting out 14,800 foot-pounds of energy per second. With the 20-barreled gun, it would be putting out over 250,000, 296,000 foot-pounds of energy per second. So now it's time to shoot some targets. With a gun that shoots almost 100,000 rounds per minute, I need to make this something challenging. So I decided to see if I could shoot 50 Coke cans in 7/100ths of a second, or 4 frames. In order to do this, I need to be able to swing the gun a lot faster than I can by hand. So I tried hooking up an air cylinder to it with a 200-pound push to be able to swing the gun 70 degrees in 7/100ths of a second. To be able to get all the cans in this amount of time, I need the laser point to be averaging about 225 feet per second, or about 150 miles an hour across the cans. The gun is a little slow getting going. The laser dot is only getting up to about 50 miles per hour in the first 2 frames, and then around 200 miles per hour at the end of the 4th frame. This slow start and too fast ending is not ideal, but I'll try it and see what happens. So we'll take a look at what happened to the cans frame by frame. In the first frame, you can see we're not off to a good start. I only got 3 cans, just clicked the first 2 on the side, with the 3rd can starting to explode. On frame 2, the gun is starting to pick up speed.
Say that again.
How have you been doing?
Oh, good.
How was life?
I had fun.
Nice.
Speaking with my son. We just hung out. I played video games, went to the dog park. That's about it. Why are they going so slow?
It got across 7 cans on this frame. By the 3rd frame, the gun has reached the optimal velocity and crosses through a total of 12 cans. In the 4th frame, the gun crosses 14 cans, meaning that the gun is now traveling at a rate of 245 feet per second, or approximately 170 miles per hour. I calculated this by the 14 cans at 3.5 inches on center, so that's 49 inches in 1/60th of a second, which is 245 feet per second. In the 5th frame, the gun gets across the remaining cans, and is now moving at about 300 feet per second or 200 miles per hour.
You want to do co after this?
Yeah. Let me finish this round and I'll come up.
I was kind of disappointed I didn't get all the cans in 4 frames, and that I also missed about 3 cans completely, with about 4 cans that were just barely hit on the sides and didn't explode or fall off. I wondered why I missed these 2 cans down at the end here, so I took a closer look at one of my test shots and noticed that the gun seems to be firing in bursts with slow spots in between. With the gun moving at about 100 feet per second, the horizontal distance between the clusters is about 2 milliseconds, which means the gun is only shooting at about 30,000 rounds per minute. Then looking at the horizontal distance between shots within these clusters, they're only about 0.3 milliseconds apart, which suggests the gun is shooting at about 200,000 rounds per minute. If I could figure out how to fill in these slow spots, I think I could get the gun to be averaging around 150,000 rounds per minute. This is why these 2 cans down here where the gun was moving at 200 miles per hour were missed, and then right next to them was a can that was shot 3 times. A 3-shot grouping in 2 inches with the gun moving at 200 miles per hour means the shots were only 0.28 milliseconds apart, which indicates that the gun was firing off those 3 to 4 shot bursts at about 220,000 rounds per minute. Alright, so this is what 93,000 rounds per minute looks like at full speed.
Holy crap. crazy.
Yeah. Well, you're just like destroying everything.
Who, me?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Oh, you mean the balloons?
Yeah, and balloons, obviously.
Yeah.
What else would I mean?
I don't know, the video I was watching, I don't know.
I can't see the video you're watching.
Yeah.
In an explosion, the air blast shockwave is the primary damage mechanism, and certainly enough to break a car into pieces. But that shockwave, even though powerful, would not be able to penetrate through a heavily armored vehicle. And this is why, when anti-tank rockets detonate, they do something a little strange. This anti-tank rocket is likely already moving faster than the speed of sound. But notice what happens when it explodes. Aside from the blast, something much more significant is happening, shooting forward at hypersonic speeds, anywhere from 4 to 8 miles per second. And that can cut through the thick armor of a tank like it's butter. But where that hypersonic jet of destruction comes from, what could be done to protect against it, and why that same jet is used in the design of nuclear bombs is not what you think. As soon as tanks entered the scene in World War I, attempts to develop weapons that could penetrate through the tank's thick armor emerged. Early anti-tank rifles relied primarily on the kinetic energy of metal shells to pierce through the armor. To protect the tanks, thicker and more effective armor was added, and to pierce through the thicker armor, anti-tank guns became increasingly heavier. This back-and-forth one-upping resulted in larger and heavier anti-tank guns that had to be mounted on wheels and towed around, making them unusable for infantry that was on foot. Realizing this restriction, armies needed to come up with a human-portable anti-tank weapon. During World War II, Soviets developed RPG-43, a handheld anti-tank grenade. Just to clarify a popular misconception, RPG does not stand for Rocket-Propelled Grenade. RPG is a backronym. The actual acronym stands for Ruchnoi Protivotankovy Granatomet,
right now.
which means handheld anti-tank grenade launcher. Even though RPG-43 could pierce through thick armor, the Soviets first had to solve a bigger problem. Being a hand-thrown grenade weighing about 3 pounds, soldiers had to get dangerously close to tanks in order to throw the RPG-43. What was needed was a way to deliver the grenade from a distance. So the Soviets came up with a crossover between the American bazooka and the German Panzerfaust.
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, deflation mode. He's such a mean dog.
You have beaten a lot more Coca-Cola chimps than me.
Huh? What?
Still.
I'm catching you. I'm 120 now. Only 9 more.
I'm almost on 140. Hold on.
It says 120.
Gotta go.
What?
I gotta eat supple now.
Oh, okay. Just start the match. And
You start. Oh. Can I have 1 minute?
okay.
And then I'll get some towels down.
Okay.
It's too bad that I can't just send you my money in deflation.
Yeah. It's okay. You can just put all your towers down real quick.
I was just lagging a bit, I don't know why. B.
This is me, pop star.
Can I afford it? Can't afford it. Yeah. I.
The bazooka was reloadable, as opposed to the Panzerfaust, which had a one-time use launcher. But Panzerfaust's big advantage was that its warhead would sit outside the launch tube, as opposed to the bazooka, where the entire round had to be completely loaded into the launcher. This would limit the size of the warhead that a bazooka could launch, and as you'll see, the size is extremely important. Enter the Soviet RPG-7, the most widely used RPG in the world, which solved the problem with hand-thrown anti-tank grenades, as they could now be launched from far away. But what was the difference between regular grenades and anti-tank grenades that allowed them to penetrate through the thick armor of tanks? A regular grenade is an explosive charge with a metal shell wrapped all around. The shockwave from the explosion tears the metal shell into pieces, launching shrapnel in all directions, which could be fatal for those in proximity. But to penetrate through armor, something more surgical is required. RPG rounds fall under a special type of explosive charge known as shaped charges. Not so much the outer shape, but the inner shape of the explosive charge. Inside both the hand-thrown RPG-43 and its rocket-propelled variant, there is a metal liner that forms a cone-shaped cavity. There are explosives packed behind the liner. Upon contact with the target, the charge is detonated, which creates a pressure wave behind the metal liner. This in turn deforms the liner in a way that generates a focused jet of metal particles that shoot straight out at hypersonic speeds. It's purely the kinetic energy of the jet, not the shockwave from the detonation, that penetrates the armor. The effective penetration depth of the jet is 7 times or more the diameter of the shaped charge. This is why having the warhead mounted outside of the launch tube gave RPGs a big advantage over bazookas. The RPG's larger diameter warhead could cut through thicker armor. Once this hypersonic projectile hits the interior of the tank, it causes utter devastation, killing those inside and possibly cooking off the tank, causing the ammunition inside to explode. But shaped charges have an Achilles heel. In 2017, the city of Marawi in the Philippines was a battleground for 5 months, where government security forces fought against a number of militant groups tied to ISIS. The militants had RPG-2s, an older model that is not well suited to destroy modern tanks, but they had enough punch to destroy the thinly armored personnel carriers of the government forces. Faced with this unexpected threat, the security forces had to improvise. They covered their lightly armored vehicles in slats of wood and even packs of cardboard. Now, if you think there is no way that some thin layer of wood is going to stop the penetration from a round of RPG-2, you are right. The wood and cardboard cannot stop a hypersonic jet of metal, but they can make it less effective. See, the hypersonic jet generated from the explosion of a shaped charge is extremely powerful, but only for a short distance. The farther the shaped charge explodes from its intended target, the less damage it can inflict. Adding slats of wood and packs of cardboard creates a gap between the warhead and the vehicle at the time of detonation. That gap, even though small, was enough to help the Philippine government security forces defeat the militants. The metal cages around tanks and other armored vehicles are there specifically for this reason, to cause a premature explosion. But that is not enough protection against modern anti-tank weapons. These metal boxes are explosive reactive armor and are supposed to counter anti-tank weapons. Inside the boxes, there is a special type of explosive. You can drop them, shoot at them, or even set them on fire, but they won't explode, and you wouldn't want them to, because if a machine gun could easily detonate all the boxes, it could strip the tank off of all its protection. So why is it that anti-tank rounds could set off the boxes, but not bullets? The answer is that the explosives inside these boxes are insensitive, meaning the only thing that would set them off is an extremely powerful shockwave, not shrapnel, bullets, or heat. That's why you see footage of tanks that are burnt down, but the boxes of reactive armor have remained unexploded. C4 is an example of insensitive explosives, which is used in some types of explosive reactive armor. The insensitive nature of this category of explosives make them ideal, not only as armor for tanks, but also other things that you really wouldn't want to set off by accident, like nuclear weapons. To set off a nuclear weapon, the core of the bomb has to be compressed until it reaches criticality, which sets off a chain reaction that ultimately generates immense amounts of energy in a very short period of time. That's a blast. The initial compression of the core is done using shape charges, the same concept that is used in RPGs. An array of shape charges are organized into what's called an explosive lens. Similar to how an optical lens focuses light waves, an explosive lens focuses the detonation waves into a spherical shape, which compresses the core until it reaches criticality. But it's extremely important that the explosive lens doesn't detonate prematurely, and the US government had to learn this the hard way. When nuclear-armed B-52 bombers crashed in Palomares in 1966 and at Thule Air Base in Greenland in 1968 as part of Operation Chrome Dome, those investigating the scenes of the accidents became extremely concerned. The high explosives used in the nuclear bombs had detonated on impact, even though luckily the nuclear devices hadn't gone off. So the Americans started the research and development of explosives that were stable enough to withstand the forces involved in a plane crash. And they came up with a safer type of explosive called insensitive high explosives to be used in nuclear weapons. These new explosives could withstand impacts up to 1,500 feet per second, compared to conventional high explosives which would detonate at only 100 feet per second. Explosive reactive armor is basically made up of insensitive explosives sandwiched in between two metal plates. An explosive sandwich, if you will. When an anti-tank weapon comes in contact with the explosive reactive armor, its shockwave is powerful enough to detonate the insensitive explosives, which shoots out the outer metal plate toward the projectile. This further increases the space between the hypersonic jet of metal and the tank's armor and prevents the destruction of the tank. But explosive reactive armor doesn't stand a chance against modern anti-tank weapons like javelins. That's because the javelin has a tandem warhead, meaning that it has two explosives. The first explosive is spent on neutralizing the tank's reactive armor. It's the second explosive that delivers the lethal damage. So what now? We have reached a point where we can't simply add more armor in order to protect ground vehicles against threats. The modern anti-tank weapons have overmatched what passive or reactive armor can do. What is needed is active protection systems, specifically hard kill systems, which can detect incoming threats and then neutralize them before they ever get to the vehicle. That said, even though a variety of active protection systems already exist, not all of them can handle top attack anti-tank missiles like the American Javelin and the German Pars 3, which plunge down onto their targets. It seems like the utility of tanks is reducing. A tank costs $5 to $10 million, excluding its active protection system, which costs another $1 to $2 million. But a round of Javelin costs less than $200,000, and even an active protection system could be hard-pressed against multiple Javelins. The balance has shifted from tanks toward infantry, both effectively and economically. It remains to be seen whether tanks will be able to shift the scale back in their favor.
Anyway,
Oh, man.
how much? You alright?
Yeah. No. A little upset that,
Yeah.
the, hospital and a friend basically lied to me.
The hospital did?
Yeah. So I apparently I called her the day of, just before they were, when I asked, like, oh, I think it's low for dialysis. And, I was like, well, is this something that is concerning? I mean, what's going on? She's like, no, she's stable condition right now. I'm monitoring. So,
the way that I was explained it, Amber was trying to explain it to me. Amber wanted to call you and Skylar wanted to call you, but at the time of whenever it was happening, your mom, wasn't wanting to let you know. I don't know why that is. I'm not sure why that was going on, but and Amber was torn up about it not being able to call you, and I was like, well, I've known for a long time, and I feel the need to try to call you. And I called you whenever it was happening, and I messaged you, and I thought you had maybe you talked to somebody about it, and you said you'll give me a call back, and I thought, message. Remember you text messaged me back and said, okay.
yeah.
That's whenever I found out about it, and Amber was like, "It's not your responsibility to tell him." And I was like, "It is my responsibility to tell him. I'm his friend, and it's his mom."
I don't really understand because, I had spoken to her and I had asked, I was like, are you okay? And she's loopy, she's like, yeah.
Then you can just think that she wasn't in her right mind. Yeah.
Right, so I'm just like, okay. Asked the nurse, and they told me everything was okay. What really pisses me off is that, I know Kathy was there. I know, she knew I called several times, and I wasn't able to find out information. The problem that I see with this is, the way that I even found out she was in the hospital was, they had sent, I guess, from her phone,
right?
Like an SOS. I'm like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay, let me find out what's going on. Hospital. At first, they like, oh yeah, nobody's there. I was like, well, send me to the room anyways. At least I can find out what's going on. So,
That's what Amber told me, and then Amber said that your mom cut that off and said, "I don't want to get any more information." It wasn't Kathy, it wasn't Amber, it wasn't Skylar, it wasn't your mom. But of course, your mom, she wasn't all there, and I don't know what she would. She honestly shouldn't have been making decisions if she was under that heavy of medication, saying that I don't want people to know about it or bother people. And I don't think that she
in the
knew.
grand scheme of things in 2020, that's just fucking terrible. Yeah. And as far as like something like that, that's not really up to that person to decide that or not.
Especially the person that's on the bed, that it's not in their right mind.
Yeah, and I sit there and I made a little Facebook page just to track down Kathy. Because I saw that she posted that. What I don't understand is I I sat there and called, you know, and then I think the only way I can put it is I was bold-faced lied to. You know, something like that. It's like, hey, you know, it would have been less. Say, hey, yeah, you know, your mom doesn't want you to, you know, deal or whatever the case might be. But this is, you know, this is brass tacks. You know, it's like, okay, you know, what the fuck was that all about? I didn't do anything to her. You know, so I just, I mean, it's hard not to sit there.
It's hard to interpret it.
Everybody responsible.
It's hard to interpret it.
Well, that's kind of the only way to interpret it. You know, is hold everybody accountable and responsible. It's like, you know, doesn't nobody see this being a minutia fucked up that, you know, I didn't find out. Like, I'm probably the last person to know. You know what I mean? What the fuck is that? I mean, nobody ever at least think about putting themselves in, you know, my shoes and her shoes. You know, like, come on, man. Hey, would you like that if that was your mom?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I know.
It's definitely a hard one to wrap your mind around.
Responsibility. That's my family's responsibility. You know what I mean? People that are close to her. You know what I mean? I'm glad you told me because I would have never known. It's like, well, okay, well, you know, I mean, there's all her personal effects and stuff like that, and stuff that, you know, that are mine that she kept for me. You know, and it's like, I haven't heard a fucking thing about it.
Well, shit, how do you find out where that stuff's at?
I don't know. I'm hiring an attorney right now, so I'm meeting up tomorrow. And I'm sending off for a death certificate to Tennessee. You know, and then I'm getting with an attorney for that because I mean that's the way that I see it in a nutshell is, you know, these decisions were made by someone for unknown reasons. You know,
What decisions?
to just cremate her and let her go. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why she died. You know, most of the stuff that they were talking about, you know, why they thought she would be in there. You know, like I said, I thought it was just a dialysis issue. And it's like, well, she's never had that before. You know, why was she doing that? Yeah, and then
You want to
before
call?
she actually went out to Tennessee, you know, she made it a point to be like, look, you know, put you in my will and your like contact and power of attorney, and I was like, I don't want to hear all that shit. You know, but I get where you're coming from. You know, so I mean, just the fact that I mean the one person, you know, left in the dark, you know, there's no explanation.
If you were the power of attorney, how did you not handle it? How were you not the one to be able to handle the estate whenever she passed?
That's why you think I'm getting an attorney. You know, because I needed to find out what happened. Yeah, because I mean, she went out to Tennessee.
Did you try calling Kathy?
No, I mean, I really don't think that's a good idea right now. Because I've got a lot of animosity up towards that woman. You know, that's my mom's friend, and I just, now, my personal opinion and issues with her, I don't want to make it compound the issue, make it worse. You know, plus until I get my attorney involved, I don't want to do anything out of the ordinary that I think I may not need to do or should do. You know, so I just don't understand the morality of it, man. where the decision came from, when. Yeah, but I mean that's pretty low, in my opinion.
All I know is it was eating Amber up bad, and she's like, I can't tell him because his mom asked me not to, and then I'm like, well, then she kept on asking. She's like, I want you to tell him because I just don't have the, I don't want to go against what she said, but you didn't make that promise. So this has been tearing Amber up.
Well, and I mean, the problem that I really don't see how that's justified. And I mean, you know, I mean, so you're just gonna completely ghost everything?
Who?
You know, I mean,
Who, Amber?
Amber? Yeah.
No, Amber didn't go. So she kept on calling me and asking me.
Well, and I mean, this has been, you know, since January. Yeah, I mean, and, you know, I mean, Skylar not saying anything just kind of rubs me the wrong way. Yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, there's promises on that, you know, but what was the point of that? You know, you're just gonna.
It's just your mom's
try to
wishes.
keep your death a secret.
It's just your mom's wishes. That was it.
Yeah, I mean.
Now keep in mind those were wishes that were made while she was, you know, medicated.
Well, and I mean that's. I mean, you know, there's laws against shit like that. I mean, that's. I don't know, man. That just feels like a huge knife in the back and betrayal. You know?
Yeah.
And regardless of somebody saying, oh, I don't want to know, you know, like I don't want to worry about it, you know, there's got to be some sense into that. Like, you can't fucking do that. You know, you're just gonna go off and that's it. You know, because that's pretty much what's happened. You know, she was there, and now she doesn't exist. There's nothing. You know, there's no funeral home. There's nothing.
You didn't get the chance to go to her hospital and say goodbye.
Can't even do that. You know, it's like, I even told the nurse, you know, I was like, hey, I mean, just tell me. I mean, because I will park my work van right now, and I will get on a fucking bus or on a train or whatever I need to do to get there. You know, because are we looking at the situation? She's like, no, she is, I mean, you know, real out of it, but, you know, loopy. You know, and if that was something that, you know, was something that she wished, which, I mean, contradict, because the last thing she said when I spoke to her, you know, was, I'll see you soon, come on. I was like, I love you. Then I was like, okay, dude. You know, and then I was talking to the nurse when I was asking, I'm like, do I need to come out there? You know, and I mean, I don't understand in what world that's something that you follow. I just don't know. You know, but I mean, knowing that a little bit, I just feel like there's a giant knife in my back. And I mean, I don't know, it may be more of a process, but you know, I feel a lot more pissed off than I do about the loss, you know. And I mean, cannot comprehend who makes that kind of decision. You know, and under the circumstances where everyone just agrees with it and goes along with it.
Did you get close?
I don't know. Maybe I'm just a different type of character person, but a situation like that, it's like, you can't do that.
through. I know whenever my past all the other stuff. I don't know. I would. Whenever my dad passed in 2017. I just had no condolences on that, but. Always. Just wrapping your mind around that alone is hard, and then try to wrap your mind around family thing and other stuff. It's a lot. That's a lot to ask from yourself. So I don't know that I'm kind of wrap your mind around both those at once.
No.
How are you?
It's more of you can't wrap your mind around it. The only thing that feels logical is to put my back in a corner and just defend myself from everyone. Because I mean, a movement like that just seems like a nefarious, malicious intent, and I don't know why. You know what I mean? There may not be, but
I don't.
man,
I don't
it
think
now.
so.
What?
I don't think so, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly where I'm at. You know, I mean, there's,
I think that they were just trying to honor your mother's dying wishes. That's it. It's as simple as that.
well, I mean, nobody can justify why. You know,
It was what your mom asked. Apparently, I was told that they called you because you were on emergency contact or something, and then whenever your mother found out about it, she was like, no, I don't want that information being forwarded to you. That was but that was just what your mother was asking. That's my understanding.
I don't know because she sent it from her phone.
Yeah,
You know, so
I don't know. I don't know if she sent it or if somebody else sent it. I don't know.
I don't know. But I mean, you either have two options of what I see. You know, is people with malicious intent, or just somebody they just think you're, lack of a better word, low as far as importance. Like, nah, just fuck them. It's like, okay. Alrighty then. So, I'm filled with a lot of fucked up shit in my life, Sit there and tell them straight to their face, like, yeah, fuck you. But never like that.
Where was she in the hospital at?
It was.
I don't even know that.
In the state area or
Tennessee,
what?
yeah, was she? You mentioned Tennessee. Was she at the hospital in Tennessee, or was she?
Yeah, she was in Nashville, Tennessee, at St. Midtowns or something like that. I can look it up. Last time I called, he's still there. St. Thomas Midtown Hospital. Yeah, because the first time, that first day I called, when they're like, oh yeah, she's a patient here, and nobody's there. Like, well, can you send me there anyways? Like, yeah. Phone just rang. So I called my mom's phone, and it just rang. So I sent her a text. Hey, Mom, are you okay? What happened? Yeah, no response. So called the hospital again. Like, oh yeah, we don't have anything, information due wise. So, I waited till the morning the next day, till like 10 o'clock. I called again, like, oh yeah, in room so-and-so. Look, okay, can you see me down there? Yeah. So that's when I talked to the nurse. And I was like, well, what's going on? That's how I found out about dialysis. And she's talking about like internal bleeding, but they were sure that it wasn't internal bleeding because she's not pooping blood, and they're giving her blood right now and doing some tests, but she's in a stable condition. And I'm like,
why are you giving her dialysis? Would be the next question.
That's what I asked.
Is her liver? Is there something acting up with her liver?
No, none of this stuff is known by me. The only conditions that I knew she had was she was bipolar, and she started having some, I guess they were like bone spurs. She got surgery for, and then she would get, from years and years. Like some of them were from when I was born. It did some weird shit to her bones, and they started growing in spurs, and they were causing her issues. But other than that, she had to pain management, to go deal with stuff like that, back issues. But then started talking about dialysis and whatnot, and when I called, I was like, okay. And I mean, what's really upsetting is when I asked, what should I do?